And that voice in my head has been something that I've had my whole life. And I feel like when I had social media, that voice was so prevalent because I didn't have any respect for myself. I couldn't control my own impulses. I was obsessed with instant gratification, and I just listened to that voice and it made me angry. If you've clicked on this video, then I imagine you have recently just deleted social media. You may have been addicted for months, you might have been addicted for years. And all I'm going to tell you in this video is my story and how I've managed to stay off social media for good. So one day I had a long day at work. I work a 9 to 5 in an office, and I was driving home from work, and I did the same thing I do every day. I planned on going to the gym, and I was going to go train chest, I was going to go train triceps and shoulders, and I was driving home from work on the way to the gym. And I got home, got into my gym gear, got my trackies on, got a t-shirt on, got out of my work clothes, and I just ended up pulling out my phone, and I was sort of sat on my bed, and I started scrolling through Instagram. And I had a huge problem with Instagram when I had social media. It was the app that I used the most by far. Never really used TikTok too much, but Instagram and Snapchat were the ones that I used all the time. And I was sat on my bed, scrolling through Instagram Reels, right? And before I knew it, it was about, started off about 10 minutes on my phone, and then I started about 20 minutes, then 30 minutes, and then an hour. And I got home at 4 o'clock, and now it's 5. And I know that now the gym's going to be busy. And part of my brain is telling me that I shouldn't really bother going to the gym anymore, because now it's 5 o'clock and it's going to be busy. And all the equipment's going to be used up, and there's going to be loads of people there. It's going to be super busy. So my brain was just telling me, listen, don't bother going to the gym. Just go tomorrow instead. It's not a problem. Just go tomorrow. And that voice in my head has been something that I've had my whole life. And I feel like when I had social media, that voice was so prevalent because I didn't have any respect for myself. I couldn't control my own impulses. I was obsessed with instant gratification, and I just listened to that voice and it made me angry. And I remember this day specifically because I was super pissed off through the whole day. And the reason I was so pissed off is because I was just starting out getting into the gym on self-improvement. I was really doing well. I was being consistent. I was going about 4 or 5 times a week. I was doing all the workouts perfectly. I was seeing some progress. I was gaining weight. I was eating a lot of food. I was on a bulk at the time. I was trying to build muscle, right? And I was doing well. And I ruined it one day because I just got home and just pulled out my phone and went on Instagram. I just started scrolling through it. And you might have had a similar thing happen to you before, where you just kind of start doom scrolling, and before you know it, you might have planned to go to the gym, you might have planned to do some work, some deep work, and you just don't do it because you just, addicted to scrolling through your phone. You can't stop scrolling through your phone. You just doom scroll, and it's a huge fucking problem. And it's part of the reason why about 10 months ago now, I decided to delete social media. And I'm going to tell this straight up. Deleting social media has been one of the best decisions I have ever made in my entire life. It has made me more productive. It's made me happier. It's made me have less brain fog. It's made me sleep better. It's made me have less anxiety. It's made me have less random thoughts about girls, about, it's made me less jealous. I don't think about other influencers. I don't think about other content creators as much and how successful other people are doing who are my age. It's just made me happier, and it's allowed me to focus on myself and to focus on building my own physique. It's allowed me to focus more on the gym. It's allowed me to focus more on this YouTube channel. And I think deleting social media is something that everyone should do, to be honest, because it's terrible, right? And I really don't think there's many excuses left, to be honest, that can justify being addicted and spending hours and hours a day on social media. So if you clicked on this video, then I imagine you've deleted social media. So well done, you've deleted social media. How do you stay off social media for good? We need to make sure that you never go back on it again. Go out with your friends and see what they do. Because when I deleted social media, it became so apparent to me that a lot of my friends are super addicted to social media. And if you're out with your friends, you might be having a few drinks, you might just meet up, go play pool or something. That's what I do a lot, right? We go play pool. I noticed that a couple of my friends, even when you're having a conversation with them, be sat on their phone like this, just scrolling as you're talking to them. And this signaled to me that being addicted to social media is actually, one, it's pretty cringe, and two, it's just sad, right? It's sad because you kind of destroy your ability to be able to have meaningful conversations with people. You destroy your attention span. You can't hold a conversation with someone. So if you go out with your friends after deleting social media, you're going to see this stark contrast in you and the people you surround yourself with. And for me, what that did was it signaled to me, it created this feedback loop in my brain, which said, good, like you are the one that's not like this right now, okay? Like, you're the one that isn't on their phone, addicted to social media, and you're like present, you're having conversations, you might be having a laugh, you're just joking with your friends, or you might be having like deep, meaningful conversations about like life, about relationships, about work, that sort of thing. And if you can engage in those conversations without having to look at your phone and to scroll through social media, and then you compare yourself to someone who is doing that, it's like that for me anyway, generated this positive feedback loop, like positive reinforcement that told me that I was doing a good thing. So that's the first thing you need to do, is just go and visit some of your friends, go on some nights out whilst not having social media and having no excuse to look at your phone, and train yourself not to look at your phone. And then if you can compare yourself to the people who are on the phone, who are addicted to social media, that should reinforce you that it's a good idea that you don't have social media anymore. So that's the first one. And the second tip I'll give you is something that has hugely helped me. And when I was sort of in the period of YouTube where I was really, really trying to become a lot better at making videos and really thinking about self-improvement a lot, I turned my phone onto grayscale. So on your phone, on iPhone anyway, I don't know how to do this on Android, but just go into your settings and go to like accessibility and like display or something, and then there's like a color scale thing, and you can just press grayscale. And what this is going to do is going to put your phone into black and white. So it means everything you look at on your phone is going to be boring, right? Your phone's going to look uninteresting. You know, that classic thing, like when you don't have social media or you don't have internet access or something, and like you're at an airport and like you'd even start going through your photos, like just looking at like random old photos because you're just that bored, you just have to be on your phone. Even that's going to be boring. So you're going to go onto your phone, you're going to see it's all in black and white, and you're going to be like, fuck, there's genuinely nothing to do on this phone anymore. And that's going to help you not to be tempted to like just look at your phone, because part of deleting social media, part of the reason you did this was because you don't want to look at your phone all the time, right? Not just because you don't like social media, it's because you don't want to be that guy who's just on the phone. Turn your phone onto grayscale. It's going to make your phone more uninteresting, less interesting to look at. And then the last thing I did was just I put my phone on silent. It's got like no notifications. I manually went into all the notifications. I went onto every app and removed all the notifications so nothing pops up on the screen, unless it's like a text message. I've got text messages and calls obviously pop up on the screen, but nothing else pops up other than someone like trying to get in touch with me through like text message, right? And like WhatsApp, everything else is deleted. So that's another thing you can do. It just helps you to not look at your phone, because the only time you're going to be tempted to reinstall social media is when you're on your phone and you're bored. If you're on your phone and you're bored, you're going to be very tempted to like reinstall social media. So they're literally the two biggest tips I can give you, right? Put your phone into grayscale, turn off all your notifications, put your phone on silent, just be super super disciplined with it, like super strict. And also just go out and like spend some time with your friends who are all addicted to social media and not doing anything, and then you'll just can compare yourself. That's not me being like horrible or anything, it's just like, you know, you'll have some friends who are like fully addicted to social media and you realize it's just cringe. Like, it is just cringe. And if you can compare yourself to those people, you'll be like, yeah, I'm definitely never installing that shit again. So that's kind of the main things that helped me. I've never installed social media since deleting it. I've not had social media for 10 months now, so I'm pretty sure that I'm in a good space to sort of say how to not install social media. And it's been hugely helpful for me, because my phone was by far the biggest distraction for me and getting in the way of a lot of stuff that I wanted to do in life, mainly the gym and YouTube. So I think that's about it. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it valuable in some way, and just keep improving yourself every day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.